What's going on, guys? Fallen here, and welcome to the first episode of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 101. Johnny wants thumbs. Now, Johnny wants thumbs. Interesting, you know, it's a little clever, a little quirky. Well, the reason I kind of came up with that, how I came about that, well, if you don't know who Pacific Tomb is, you should definitely check him out. I'll leave a link in the description to this video that actually inspired me to do this. He made a video about Timmy No Thumbs. Now, it's a pretty liberating video, and it's very funny because Pacific Tomb's a pretty cool guy. He's pretty straightforward. He says what he likes to say, and he gets down to the point. So he's definitely he's a great commentator too. I love watching his stuff, and he's an awesome player. So you guys should definitely check him out. I'll leave that video down so you can see where the Timmy No Thumbs and the Johnny Wants Thumbs comes into play. But this is Call of Duty Black Ops 2 101. I've been getting a lot of requests for this. You know, just people wanting to get into Call of Duty since they've been watching my videos. A couple of my buddies, and I don't know, they're a noob at it, you know, so they wanna know a little bit of what to do and everything. So I have this staged in episodes. So this is episode 1, and well, we're not even gonna go into the battlefield today, ladies and gentlemen. What we're gonna do today is this. Okay, I'm gonna explain everything to you from the beginning. This is your basic screen here you're gonna see, and what you're gonna want to do is go to public match, and you know, find match, do all that stuff. Before we get into battle mode, though, you're wondering, hey, you know, Johnny wants to know what are the best. Johnny wants some. I'm gonna refer to him as in a student, so you guys know. All right. You know, he wants to know everything there is about Call of Duty to become a good player. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best player ever, but I believe I can give some valuable information to you guys that you probably don't do, and maybe you already do, and if you do, then good for you. Maybe it just needs to be implemented well if you're not getting the scores that you desire. But let's get right into it here. So there's a big difference between the old Call of Duties and the new Call of Duties, Johnny. And why is that, teacher? Well, because, Johnny, the older Call of Duties, you weren't lag compensated so bad. So all you new guys coming in, understand that there is this thing called lag compensation, and if you have not that great of internet, then you will be on the good side of it for the most part. But it's sucky for the people who play good internet. And what lag compensation is it helps everybody be on the same playing field, but I'm sure it's something that they will tweak. I mean, they have to, because it's just too noticeable at times. So don't let that shy you away from this game. Definitely don't. Also, there's a lot of cover in this game, and you should always take cover when you're shooting at an enemy, because it definitely is harder for them to kill you when they have a smaller target to hit. So remember that when you're out there on the battlefield. You always want to be behind something, and make sure it's sturdy, because if it is something not sturdy, they're going to shoot right through it, and it'll take a little bit more bullets to kill you, but it definitely will kill you. So always remember that. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, Johnny, you will die a lot in the beginning. There's going to be times where you may even spawn and you will just die again. But don't let that discourage you, because that used to happen to me. I remember when I first started playing, I never even wanted to aim down the sight. My buddy's like, hey, you know, it's easier to kill people if you aim down the sight. I said, what? That's hard. That's harder. It's harder to kill people. It was funny, you know. But you know, now you come to understand that. And I used to just spray from the hip, but you know, I used to die so much, and now I'm definitely the one dishing out some beatings, and up there with some of the competitive players. So when you get into a good match with some people that have of high skill, it's definitely a great game. But don't be discouraged if you guys keep dying. Don't get upset. It's just a game. It is. Sometimes you will rage. You may say F this game. You may hate it. But you come right back to it. Persistence is key, and you will be good. I promise you. As long as you want to be good at this game, you don't want to be a noob forever, then yeah, you can get good at it. You implement all this stuff I'm going to tell you, and everything's going to be alright. So with that being said, let's get into a class setup. Now, first things first, I'm going to ask you guys, what type of player do you feel you want to be? Do you feel you want to be somebody who's in the enemy's face all the time? Or do you feel that you're the type of person that's a more defensive player? Because only you know the type of person that you want to be when you're playing this game. And if you want to be a more defensive person and pick people off from a long range. So let's take a look at two classes, one rushing and one assault rifle class. So obviously a rushing class is going to consist of an SMG. So here's your SMGs, with the exception of the Peacekeeper, because that just came out in the new DLC, but I'll go ahead and prestige that. And you know, this is what you're going to want to run. So I'm going to make a beginning class because this is what you're going to start off with. So the MP7 is a fairly decent weapon. It's not as great as it was in MW3, but this is where you do your camos and stuff. Nothing special, but this is what you're going to start off with. And you won't start off with any attachments, so just grind through that. But as soon as you do earn an attachment, personally, my recommendation for any SMG really is quick draw and fast mags. Now, I just feel that FMJ and long barrel and all this stuff, honestly, long barrel, it doesn't even give you an increase of anything until it's like a ridiculous gunfight that you'd be foolish to even engage in with an SMG. So all these are, to me, are completely pointless, and as of the latest patch, stock no longer increases your strafing speed, so it's pretty pointless. Extended clip, if you miss a lot, well then maybe you want to run the extended clip rather than the fast mag, and it will save you less from reloading. So they're a good counter to each other. Or maybe you don't like the kick, you can run the foregrip. Laser sight is for hip firing. But personally, I run the quick draw and fast mag. So I like to get my aim up as fast as possible because I feel that I'm going to get the kill quicker. And fast mags because when you're low on ammo and you're in a tight squeeze, you want to be able to reload as quick as you can. So those are my two reasonings for that. So that's usually what I would run. Secondary weapon. Now you can run a secondary weapon because this is a pick 10 system now. This is completely different, guys. So everything you see here on this screen is worth 1 point increment value. So what we're gonna do is you take what you want to do. You can play around with the class. I'm just gonna give you a loadout, and you can play around with it how you see fit to your own customization. All right. So let's go here. Perk 1. Lightweight, move faster, take no damage when falling. That can be very good. I would probably recommend you using that if you're going to be a rusher class. Honestly, a very strong rushing class is lightweight. Down here are wild cards. Let me get into that real quick before we go along with the perks. Sorry about that, I should have disclosed this. Wild cards are things that allow you to take a second perk 1, a second perk 2, perk 3, greed. And now there's somebody in here ruining it for me.
So when are we gonna work on our
get this kid out of here? Okay, basically wild cards, like I said, they allow you to do multiple different things. Okay, so the perk 1 wild card, perk 2 wild card, take a second perk 2. They're pretty self-explanatory. Overkill is take a primary weapon over as your second weapon. That's a pointless thing because you can easily pick one up off the ground, so I really don't see a point to it. Secondary gunfighter is to take a second attachment on your secondary weapon because you're only allowed to have 1 attachment as of basic. Primary gunfighter allows you to take 3 attachments for your primary because as you see here, you're allowed to have 2. And tactician's an extra, it's a freaking tactical grenade in this place of your lethal, and that's the second lethal. So let's get back into a class setup here. Personally, this is what I would run. You're not going to have Flak Jacket at the beginning, but you can still run Greed. The Greed card, you'll get the Greed card immediately. So this is what you should run as soon as you come in. Lightweight and Hardline. Toughness, so you flinch less when you're shot. And honestly, I would run Tactical Mask so you don't get affected by shock charges and things. For your lethals, if you like something that you just throw and forget, then maybe you should run the Semtex. If you feel that you want something that you can cook and have a little bit more control over, because whatever this sticks to, it's going to stay there. So maybe you want to run the regular grenade. Personally, I think the regular grenades are a lot stronger. And once we get to the advanced settings, we'll go ahead and run C4s. But for now, I would say grenade. And tactical. Honestly, the EMP grenades are the best. So once you do have these, I would use those. And this should be your basic class loadout. Take a look at it. That's what you're going to want to run when you're rushing. That's going to be your go-to class for that. So let's take a look at an assault rifle class. You're going to start off with this assault rifle here. It's going to be the MTAR. The MTAR is a very good weapon. The iron sights might be a little difficult for a beginner, so maybe you can run a reflex on it. And maybe a fast mag. And I would definitely recommend running those two. And I don't run a secondary for this either. What I would recommend for this is lightweight, so you can get to, because your running speed is going to slow down quite a bit. So you're gonna want to run something that can give you a little bit of extra speed, and maybe you want to get to your destination quicker. And I would continue to run hardline, and you can play with the class as seen fit. Hardline helps you obtain your score streak faster. That's going to be good for beginners. Very good. Toughness, because when you're in those long range gunfights, the kick can really screw you up. I would run dexterity. You're not going to be rushing around, so you won't be running into things like concussions as frequently, shock charges, flashbangs. You're going to be at a distance. So I would run dexterity, and what dexterity does is you aim faster after sprinting, just in case if you're caught in the middle of you going to your area where you want to pick people off from real quick and run to your next, and you can mantle and climb faster things. Maybe you want to get into a window real quick, pick off a couple of people. You don't want to be a camper. Don't ever be a camper. There is such thing as tactical immobilization, as Uncle Thunder likes to say. But we'll get into that later when we're on the battlefield. Now, don't be a camper. Always stay on the move. This game is about movement. This game is a lot more funner when you are moving. I cannot stress that enough. But this should be your basic loadout for the MTAR. Take a look at it. Work with it. Figure out what type of player you are, and go from there. So that's pretty much all I have to say for this first episode. The next episode is we're going to actually get into battle, and I'm going to show you some of the things that you should definitely do when you're out there, what you shouldn't do, what you should pay attention to, and a whole bunch of other good stuff like that. Your score streak loadout, let me run into that real quick. These are your score streaks, okay? This is what you get for killing people. This is what Call of Duty's famous for, your kill streaks. You're going to have a UAV. You're going to definitely want to run that, and you're a beginner. Don't run that thing. I hate it. You can run it if you'd like. Hunter Killer is a pretty popular one, and maybe the care package. That would probably be your loadout right here. Now, don't be upset if all you can ever get is a UAV, because it will take some time for you to earn these streaks and eventually come down to the big boys. But I assure you, if you take what I'm going to tell you in these next couple of videos, you may just be able to get there as long as you want to. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. My buddies, I hope you really do enjoy it. It's really going to be a really cool series. Johnny wants thumbs. We got Johnny. We got him class setups now. He's ready to go out to the battlefield. And don't forget to check out Pacific Tomb if you don't know who he is. Check him out. I'll leave that link to the video in the description. Check him out. He's really cool dude. He posts a lot of shit on Twitter. he's pretty gangster, OG black man. He's a pretty cool dude. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Remember, an active sub is an awesome sub. And yeah.